draped with three Union Jacks, three British flags. And that's, for me, that was quite unusual just to see that. So in
Yes.
terms, we're going to see the Bahamian flag too, of course,
Of course.
flying high
High, high.
with our children here. So we are still awaiting the arrival of the royal couple, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. Well, they're here representing their grandmother, his grandmother, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II.
Yes, and I am particularly grateful and thankful for the Duke's visit today because he is an inspiration to our young people as he is an environmentalist. And you know, we're now becoming very conscious as a nation about our environment, and this is something that he advocates for, that he has serious passion for, as well as he has a passion to develop the skills of young people.
Yes.
All right, so he is truly an inspiration to our young people along with his wife, and we're gonna have a fabulous time. We're gonna have a fabulous time. We're gonna have a time of education, educating our young people, inspiring our young people, and entertaining.
For me, it's the educational component because this, from today's meeting here at the Sybil Strachan Primary School, perhaps there'll be quizzes and essays to write about those who have been chosen to represent their school here at the Sybil Strachan Primary School. As Adama said earlier, students were selected from all public and private schools here in New Providence, as well as we have students in islands throughout the Bahamas who are watching via Zoom and social media who are also participating in this royal visit here at the Sybil Strachan Primary School.
Yes, and let's just identify some of those students who will be dialoguing with our Duke and Duchess later this morning. Oh,
yes, we just saw a shot. The rain is coming down here at the Sybil Strachan Primary School. I can see that they are preparing the color party, which includes Royal Bahamas Defense Force cadets. But the rain is coming down hard, but it does not
it's not
stop
going to
the
stop
show.
the show.
Yes,
It's not
it
going to
won't
stop the show. The
show.
show will go on. So I am assuming that they have arrived.
I haven't heard the bugle yet. If we can get that shot from the outside again so we can talk about what we see outside of the entrance of the school here at Sybil Strachan Primary School.
But in the meantime, Vaughn, let's just identify those students who will have a chance to dialogue via virtual means today and in person with our Duke and Duchess. We have Lazario Bastian from Nassau Christian Academy, Noah Bingham from Xavier's Lower School. We have Ethan Clark from Sadie Curtis Primary, Kai Gardner from Aubrey Sale, Corey Hepburn Jr. from Temple Christian, Jazay Johnson from Garvin Tynes Primary, Ariana Miller from Queens College, Jasmine Moss from Sybil Strachan Primary, Osnia Pintard from Palmdale Primary, and Kriston Roll from St. Anne's Primary School.
And also joining via social media and Zoom will be students at the Maurice Moore Primary School in Grand Bahama, as well as those I told you earlier at the Central Abaco Primary School. Long Island is also in the house. There are students from Sims Primary School and the High Rock School in South Andros, as well as Mount Thompson Primary School in Exuma. Now, the Duke and Duchess will also, in the adjourning room to the room where they will meet the students, they will be meeting with a selected number of teachers.
Teachers as well. Yes, we have Leanne Forbes from the Palmdale Primary School, Diane Hinsey from the E.P. Roberts Primary School, Latia Johnson from Columbus Primary School, Alexis Mortimer from Aubrey Sale, and Cheryl Richards Roll from Sybil Strachan Primary.
What, in your view?
Okay, so Vaughn, I'm getting a signal that we need to throw it over to the host, to the moderator of today's program, our National Teacher of the Year, Miss Waynette Bethel Hannah.
Well, we're back. And, you know, it's a pleasure to be here. It's raining, but
That's
listen
right.
here. The show is going to go
The
on.
show is going to go on. The rain is not going to put a damper on these events. I spoke with Kamaya, how do you feel about it? the rain put a damper on these events?
No, it doesn't.
And you're still very excited about the arrival of the prince and princess.
I sure am.
Wonderful. You see what I mean? The children are still highly anticipating their arrival. And I think I noticed the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Minister Mario Boleg, has just made his way
Yes.
under this pavilion.
Yes, indeed, Lisa. I see a number of dignitaries are coming in. And, you know, if you're at home and you're watching this, listen here. The show is going to go on. I know sometimes when it rains, we think that events are going to get canceled, but not this one.
Not this one.
This is the royal visit, you know. So we're going to continue with the show. The students are here. The teachers are here. And like I said earlier, they're excited to hear what the Duchess, rather, is going to say in her remarks.
That's right.
They're excited to see our future King of England, the Duke of Cambridge. And, you know, I mean...
And they're excited to perform.
Oh, yes.
Did I mention the performances?
The band.
And we also have some video footage that came in from students all over the Family Islands. I'm telling you,
Yes.
nothing's going to stop this show.
Yes.
Too much preparation, too much anticipation.
Yes. We know that students in our family of islands, I know Long Island is there.
That's right.
Andros is there.
Yes.
Inagua is there.
Cat
Bimini,
Island.
Cat Island.
Yes.
Mayagona, Exuma, Rumkey, you name it.
That's
I know
right.
I left a few out, but look. Everyone is here. The Commonwealth of the Bahamas is chiming in today, and we're all excited. The Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training is excited.
That's right.
You know, to be here. And, you know, I'm an Independence baby, Lisa. So I, of course, have never seen in person the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, but I
Okay.
have seen the Queen. Yes,
Have you?
I have. I'm pleased to say. Now, and it's a good thing I did.
Now, wait.
Yeah.
Would that have been in her 94 visit?
was, it was, yes.
That was another meeting, Chogam meeting, by the way,
Yes.
that took place in 94.
Now-
Where did you see the Queen?
From a distance. You know, I didn't get a chance to actually see up close and
Okay.
personal. But you know, today I'm going to have that opportunity, I think, to see the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge a bit closer
Up
this
close
time
and personal
around.
this time,
Yeah.
yes.
Last time, I was far away.
But what was the experience like? Did it still feel historic for you?
You know,
having seen her in 94.
You know, I would say that there was in my mind, maybe because I was younger, there was a greater level of excitement,
Okay.
I must say, but it was there.
And it was a
It was
lasting
there.
impression.
It was a lasting
And so
impression.
do you believe that these students are their takeaway is gonna be of a lasting impression of being amongst members of the royal family?
Definitely. You know, when I was speaking earlier, the Permanent Secretary,
Their
Jack
Royal
Thompson.
Highnesses
Oh,
are on their way.
Oh,
Just
wow.
a gentle reminder.
wow. Okay.
On the sound of
Now,
the
you can hear in the
bugle.
background,
Please
they're on their way.
stand,
They're gonna play the
wave
bugle.
your flags
And that's our
your
cue.
programs
Yes.
to welcome their
They're giving
Royal
instructions
Highnesses.
right now that they're on
Continue
their way,
standing
and
until
they're
the
telling
prayer
them
is
what is
completed.
going to be happening in the program. So once they get here, I know there's a big downpour, but I believe they've made some arrangements to get them
Yes,
out of the
course.
car.
We'll get them out.
Yeah.
We'll get them
So,
out safely.
yeah,
so
but-
we're going to throw it back to Adama and Vaughn,
Yes.
and they'll tell us more about the arrival.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Lisa and Denise. It is pouring down hard.
It's certainly pouring.
Yeah.
It's extra blessings.
It's extra blessings. But the good thing, this school, the Sybil Strachan Primary School, formerly Carmichael Primary School, this is a new school. Everyone here, no one is getting wet unless they're on the outside, because this is a new roof on this pavilion, and a number of government schools that have been built recently,
Yes.
they all have covered
Yes.
pavilions. That's
Yes.
important,
Yes.
because even like just thinking about royal visits, we had to stand in the sun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, school children were all stood in the sun on the side of the streets or at Clifford Park,
Hey, I could tell you a story that my mom told me.
which is what? What
When
did
she
tell?
knew I was preparing for this, she told me gave me her recollection of when, now she's 80 plus.
Yes.
So she was what's the name of the Fort Charlotte?
Yeah,
At
Clifford
Fort Charlotte.
Park,
She said
Clifford Park.
she and the school children were there in the hot sun, just in anticipation and singing, oh, the queen, the queen, the queen. And guess what? The sun was so hot that some of them fell out. The children were falling out.
Yes, yes.
I mean, in anticipation of not the queen's arrival, because the queen did not come until 1966. But this was the early 1950s. She was referring to, like during the queen's coronation. I think she was crowned in 1952, 53,
No,
somewhere.
53. Her
53.
father died on February 6th. She was in Africa, Kenya, on our tour. And she was traveling with her husband, the late Prince Philip, when she got the news that her father, King George, passed away. And that was February 6th, 1952. And when it comes to royalty and the reigning monarch, when that monarch dies, the crown is immediately passed. So she became queen upon the death of her father, King George, in February 6, 1952. Now, the coronation was a big event. That was broadcast all over the world. And I got to read some research. 700 million people watched the coronation of the Queen. I think it was 1953, June of 53.
June 2nd, my aunt's birthday,
okay,
actually.
but
June
guess
2nd.
what? When it comes to England, the weather has always been poor. In fact, Queen Elizabeth, Her Majesty, is today 95 years old. She will be 96 on April 21st next month, in about 3 weeks. And they won't have the official celebrations until the summer. And she will be 96 years old at that time. So upon her coronation, that was a big event that took months of planning. And it is reported that her husband, Prince Philip, played a leading role in the coronation ceremonies. And it was him who really brought broadcast into the 20th century by making that spectacle. And indeed, it's something that's still viewed around the world with pleasure by many people. And in fact, for many Britons, that was the pinnacle for them, because she has been a resolute and dedicated to service for 70 years.
That's a long time. The longest reigning queen. Wow,
Ever.
amazing.
I
Ever
don't- you
in
think
history.
anyone else will match 70 years?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
think so.
70 years is a
I don't
long
think so.
time.
And Vaughn, I can feel my feet being soaked
Yes.
as we speak. And getting back to the point of the location and the pavilion, schools being renovated, persons were probably wondering, why was Sybil Strachan Primary School chosen? Well, thank God it was. And they must have had foresight, because
And
now we're undercovering.
There you see the Outriders arriving here at the Sybil Strachan Primary School, signaling that their Royal Highnesses have arrived here at Sybil Strachan
They have
Primary.
arrived.
And
It's showtime.
on both the left and the right are Royal Bahamas Defense Force cadets. You hear the bugle. That bugle being played by Cadet Kendrick Roll. In fact, there are two, Kendrick Roll and Sub-Lieutenant Trey Ramming. And the crowd has gotten excited, the crowd here.
There we can see the Duchess of Cambridge. Beautiful,
Yes.
beautiful.
And our Chief Protocol Officer, Terry Archer. There is the Prince, the Duke of Cambridge, with his, he looks young.
Oh, yes, he
He
is
looks
young.
young. He looks young. And
Very
they,
young
they
fella.
are meeting right now. They are shaking hands with the principal of the Sybil Strachan Primary School, Glendina Mills. She is from Abaco. She
Yes.
is from Abaco. She lived in Abaco for a number of years, and now she's welcoming and introducing
He's now meeting the Minister of
the
Education,
Minister of Education
the Honorable
and Training
Glenys Hannah
and
Martin,
Vocational Training, Minister of State.
Minister of State Zane Lightbourne.
Yes.
Next, he will greet Permanent Secretary Lorraine Ambrista. Next to her, he will shake hands with the Director of Education, Marcellus Taylor. What a momentous occasion.
What a momentous occasion.
And then we have students, 6th grade students and prefects of Sybil Strachan Primary. We have our little Miss Jasmine Moss, who will present the Duchess of Cambridge
Yes.
with a bouquet of flowers. You know, we had to do a plan B
As
due
well,
to the rain.
as well as the head boy, Elliot Ferdinand. He's the
Yes.
head boy here at Sybil Strachan Primary. There you see the students. Can you imagine what the conversation's like? And this is the era of COVID. We are not out of COVID yet.
Yes.
Our officials are wearing
all masked
masks.
up.
They're all masked.
All masked up.
And the royal couple, they're maskless.
Yeah, but we're following the necessary protocols,
Yes.
as we should.
And it's still pouring. And
Still
it's
pouring.
still pouring here.
But this just goes to show how resilient and how untouchable we are.
And for Elliot Ferdinand, the head boy, what do you think that conversation's like right now?
Well, I have no idea what they're talking about, but I'm sure he's giving the young chap some words of motivation and encouragement.
Yes. Oh man, Elliot is. Oh, this is a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, oh man, if we could be the fly on the wall to hear that conversation right now.
Yes, and simultaneously, the Duchess is having a conversation with the Permanent Secretary, the Reign Umbrista and Director Marcellus Taylor. Students already waving their flags,
Yes.
waving the Bahamian flags, ready to lay eyes on the Prince and Princess, the Duchess and Duke and Duchess
Yes.
of Cambridge.
Yes, yes. What in terms of their relationship with children? There have been many places around the world, so they're used to this.
Yes, they are used to this. And like I said, like I alluded to earlier, the prince he has a passion. He has a passion for youth. He has a passion to see them develop and strive and to build on their skill sets
Yeah.
to accomplish their goals.
But this is my view. I see the power here, in terms of the soft power, the soft effect, is mostly with the Duchess of Cambridge, because we will hear from her, and
Yes.
she is the one who is most public, in
Most
terms
vocal.
most vocal. So we will hear from the Duchess of Cambridge as she addresses the audience here at the Sybil Strachan Primary School off Carmichael Road. You know what I just thought about? They're over the hill.
Yes.
Deep
They're
over the hill.
They're getting the real experience.
Yeah, my mama would say, boy, look here, they going far. And they seem right at home.
Yes.
They are still talking with
Very
the
comfortable.
student. And there is Jasmine Moss presenting the Duchess.
She did her nice curtsy.
Did you know how to curtsy?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you had to learn that, right?
Listen, I have experiences in my memory as well
There you go.
for the
And-
Queen's arrival.
And Principal Glendina Mills is now taking the royal couple inside the pavilion of the school here at Sybil Strachan. Like I said, this is a new school, a renovated school after the damage.
Yes.
Yes, after all the damage. So new rules, new classrooms, everything is new here. But they chose a good location.
Exactly.
They
That's what I
chose
was
a
saying
good location.
earlier.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of thought went into choosing the location for such an event.
There you go. And there, the Duke, he's taking his own umbrella. He's holding his own umbrella. And, okay,
You
these
can
show,
hear the
yeah.
crowd. They make their way.
Yes, they're
make
making
their
their
way
way.
to their seats.
And this royal couple did not. They made a request not to sit on the stage.
Yes, they wanted to sit among the people,
The children.
the children.
Yes.
That's the purpose of this visit, and that says a lot.
That says a lot. Sometimes that's lost on us, eh? Because we want them. We definitely would have prepared special chairs up on the stage for this type of visit. I like how they're casually dressed. I wouldn't say they're formally dressed, but they're casually dressed, looking very.
Elegant.
No, I wanted to use another word that'll bring them. They look nice. It's not extravagant. It's not extravagant. And this is spring. Thank God for spring. So they're still talking with the children. The Duchess, she's really engaged with the children. She's really engaged with the children.
Yes, she is.
Yes.
Now preparing to
Yes.
officially start the program. Our moderator for this morning's program will be National Teacher of the Year, Miss Waynette Bethel Hannah.
So again, students were chosen from all public and private schools here in New Providence. We have students and teachers joining us from the family of islands for this special ceremony, which is about to begin. And we see the protocol officers clearing the floor in preparation for the beginning of the program.
Okay, we see our moderator is taking her place.
And we will
on the
turn it
stage.
over to our moderator at this time. In terms of security, this must be a nightmare for some of them because both royals appear to want to engage with our children.
Oh,
They're not finished yet. They're still talking with them.
Okay, we're getting ready to begin.
Yeah, we see the Government High School Ensemble getting in place, as well as to our right, a combined choir of 15 members to sing the national anthem. And this choir, led by Rashad Cunningham, we now turn it over to our moderator. It's gone. It's in and out. It's back. I see the Duchess now has on her face mask. Yes. There we see to her right the Minister of State for Education and Technical and Vocational Training, the Honorable Zane Lightburn. And the head boy is sitting to the left.
You realize how engaged he is with the
Yes.
Duke? So we have, is that the combined primary school choir? Yes, the choir that consists of students from across New Providence, public schools across New Providence, singing I Am a Promise, opening our program today. And that message is so true. I am a promise to be. The stage is filled with promises, Vaughn. Filled with promises.
For a better Bahamas, for our children who will soon become adults in a matter of years.
And they're prince and princesses in their own rights. And this is what we need to get them to understand. We need to ingrain this mentality in them.
And they can be anything they want
Anything
to be.
they want to be.
And these are the songs that primary school children sing.
Yeah, these are typical songs that they would use, sing during the morning devotions, morning class assemblies. And so the Duke and Duchess is getting a taste
So
of,
school assemblies are a thing of the past.
not to my knowledge, they're not a thing of the past. Even virtually, I'm sure they were done. There's always, that's one thing I love about my country. We know to put God first. So in the classroom, before the day begins, there's a prayer and one or two songs to praise God, and then the day officially begins.
Our Adama Williams, my co-host, she's been a teacher for a number of years.
12 years to be exact.
Yes. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Program is about to officially begin.
This combined choir, led by Rashad Cunningham, who is now at the virtual school but taught for a number of years at the E.P. Roberts Primary School. There you have the combined choir led by Rashad Cunningham singing the national anthem of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
We thank you for your mercies that are new every morning.
We thank you for each adult and child that you have allowed to gather today to commemorate the Platinum Jubilee of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. We thank you for the legacy of our monarch.
We ask that you bless the Queen, the Duke, and Duchess of Cambridge and all the royal family. In your mercy, Lord, preserve the life of Queen Elizabeth. Guard her and protect her.
May you continue to bless her with a spirit of wisdom and understanding. We pray for the Commonwealth of Nations and for our blessed Bahamas, that we may enjoy peace and security.
We pray for the welfare of each nation until the coming of your kingdom with power and glory forever and ever. Amen.
pleasure to be your moderator for this celebration. I invite you to view the screen as students from 6 of our picturesque islands welcome you.
To the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, to the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, as they represent Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, we the students of Butler Hill Primary School welcome you to the warm, majestic shores of our Bahama land. We welcome you to the warm, majestic shores of our Bahama land. Welcome from the bountiful, pleasant bay, goldfish lord in Andros. Welcome from the pictures class from the Virgin Eleuthera. Welcome from the heights of Mount Alvernia in Cat Island. Welcome from the depth of deep wood in Long Island. Welcome from the scenic south point of Greenwood. From across the length and breadth of our nation, we bid you welcome.
Students, you did an excellent job. Our islands are truly beautiful. And now, you are in for another cultural treat as students from the Government High School Pop Band entertain you with a rendition of Nita Ellis's If the Good Lord. Following them, Master Elliot Ferdinand, head boy of Sybil Strachan Primary School, will introduce the Minister of Education and Technical and Vocational Training.
Honorable Glennis Hannah Martin, Minister of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, was born on the beautiful island of New Providence to the late Honorable Arthur and Mrs. Beryl Hannah. She received her early education at St. Anne's School and Queen's College here in New Providence. Minister Hannah Martin's academic career is extensive as she attended numerous tertiary institutions in England and Canada. She is also a notable attorney by profession. Minister Hannah Martin is a 5-time Member of Parliament for the Anguston constituency. On September 20th, 2021, she was sworn in as Minister of Education and Technical and Vocational Training. Since coming to office, Mrs. Hannah Martin has made it a priority to remediate the learning gap created by online learning due to the COVID-19 pandemic. A devoted Anglican, Mrs. Hannah Martin was married to the late Mr. Leon A. Martin and is a proud mother of 3 children. Join in with us as we receive our Minister of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, the Honorable Glennis Hannah Martin. Please stand.
Please have a seat, and thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to Elliot Ferdinand for that wonderful introduction. Good morning, everyone. Their Royal Highnesses, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, the Minister of Health and Wellness, the Honorable Michael Darville, the Minister of Labor and Immigration, the Honorable Keith Bell, the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, Minister of State in the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, the Honorable Zane Lightburn, the Honorable Pia Glover-Roll, Minister of State in the Ministry of Public Service and Foreign Affairs, my colleague, Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Works, the Honorable Bacchus Roll, Her Excellency High Commissioner to CARICOM, Leslie Miller-Bryce, the Honorable Leroy Major, who I believe is here, Member of Parliament for the Southern Shores constituency, Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Lorraine Ambrister, Permanent Secretary, Mr. Jack Thompson, Director of Education, Mr. Marcellus Taylor, other senior government officials, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my Bahamian people, good morning again. I bring greetings for a few moments. We welcome their Royal Highnesses to Sybil Strachan Primary School. Woo! One of the many public primary schools throughout our archipelago. This school is named after one of our premier educators, the late Sybil Strachan, who was a veteran teacher and administrator who dedicated almost her entire life to the upliftment and advancement of the Bahamian children. This beautiful school, previously called the Carmichael Road Primary School after the former Governor Sir James Carmichael Smith, was renamed in her honor on March 9th, 2015. And I understand the family is here. Would they stand, the Strachan family? Thank you. We haven't forgotten. Just Wednesday past, our national parliament debated a national honors bill. During the course of debate, there was strong bipartisan agreement of the necessity to more aggressively and purposefully and permanently memorialize and monumentalize those persons who have been so pivotal to the formation of our national identity and our unified progress as a Bahamian people. People such as our great leaders, those who out the course of history fought for our freedom from oppression and tyranny, those who extended our unique cultural voice, those who dedicated their lives to the full progress of our people in every sphere of existence, our sporting heroes who herald our beautiful flag as they take the victory lap on the world stage. Welcome home, Shawnee. And our brilliant Rhodes Scholars, those who by their stellar example have inspired generations of Bahamians, and those who sacrificed their lives in defense of our sovereign shores. We are reminded of the words of the late Pan-Africanist, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, that a people without knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots. It is important to note that while the journey of our people has been most difficult, we celebrate that it has been and continues to be the strength and the resilience and excellence and dogged determination of successive generations, which has allowed us not only to endure the painful ravages of history, but to emerge as a new people, crafting our own sacred destiny. Key to this emergence is the education of our people. And while pre-1967, access to education for the masses was restricted and in most instances inaccessible, with there being only one public secondary school in the country to service the entire population. Today, there is universal free access to education at scores of schools nationwide. The product of these stalwart efforts are seen today with a sampling of our beautiful children who attend this school and all of the precious children of this nation. As I have stated, our journey as a people has not been without difficulty or challenge, but our resolve is invincible. And with God's grace, we will be victorious on all fronts in every way. And so today, in the brilliance of a beautiful Bahamian liquid sunshine, we again welcome you. I trust that in your travels throughout the Bahamas, as you visit Abaco and Grand Bahama, you will capture a glimpse of our rich culture, that you will witness the indomitable spirit of our people and experience the gracious warmth of the Bahamian people and our generous hospitality. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Minister, for your timely remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, it is significant that our students will now be hearing from Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Cambridge. On April 29, 2011, Prince William and Miss Catherine Middleton were married at Westminster Abbey, and she was conferred with the title Duchess of Cambridge by Her Majesty the Queen. The Duke and Duchess have 3 children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. Her Royal Highness has given her support to initiatives and organizations that are intricately tied to the well-being and enhancement of the lives of young people. Some of these organizations include The Place to Be, NHS Charities Together, East Anglia's Children's Hospices, Forward Trust, and Action for Children. In the past, their Royal Highnesses, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, have visited several Commonwealth countries on behalf of Her Majesty the Queen, and hence, their presence with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I invite you to please stand as I present to you Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Cambridge.
Thank you so much, and good morning, everybody. I hope you didn't get too wet coming here, and apologies for bringing this British weather with us. But I wanted to address the children here of Bahamas. And whether you're here in the school today with William and me, or joining virtually from across the Bahamas, thank you so much for such a warm welcome. We are so thrilled to be here in the Bahamas, a country that has made us feel so at home as soon as we set foot on its soil. If you're a child growing up in this country today, it feels to me like you are very blessed indeed. The spectacular natural environment of the Bahamas is one of those blessings. I only wish we were here longer to be able to visit all of your 700 islands during our stay. Our three children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, all love being by the sea too. So I hope they will be able to experience your clear waters and beautiful beaches before too long. However, as much as you have these natural wonders to enjoy, I know that the last few years have not been easy for many of you. The pandemic has taken you away from your classrooms and your friends, and learning from home, I'm sure, has been very difficult. That is why it is so wonderful that after 2 years of almost being away from each other, you have recently returned to school and have been reunited with your teachers and friends again. I can certainly feel the excitement and energy here today amongst you. One of the hardest things I think we've all found about the pandemic was being separated from the people we love. But we've also had the chance to rediscover just how important our families are and just how important our friends are too. I always think it's the simplest things in life that bring us the most joy. Playing together, chatting to your friends at school, eating meals together, and listening to each other's stories. These are the things that bring us together and give meaning to our lives. The connections, the relationships, the friendships that you make during school are so special. So please look after them, cherish them, and take time for them. And remember, to be kind and understanding and loving to yourself and others too. Today, I also wanted to say a huge thank you to your parents, guardians, and teachers. They, I'm sure, have found the pandemic equally hard, but they're doing one of the most important jobs out there, nurturing your young minds and helping to shape your futures. We all owe them a huge debt of gratitude. Our future society depends on it. So a big thank you to them all and for all that they do. You have a wonderful proverb in your country: when the moon is not full, the stars shine more brightly. I see all of you children as the stars of this country, and I hope these difficult experiences have given you the motivation, empathy, and compassion to become fully engaged citizens of tomorrow, who will become and make Bahamas the vibrant and life-affirming and soul-enriching place it is today. Thank you once again for having us today and for such a warm welcome.
To the Duchess, we would like you to take center stage. Your Royal Highness, your kind words will remain with us for years to come. We now invite His Royal Highness, Duke of Cambridge, to join Her Royal Highness on the stage for special presentations. Please be seated. the winner of the Platinum Jubilee Student Art Competition, Miss Kaylee Demerit, will present the winning artwork to His Royal Highness. And the 2022 National Primary School Student of the Year, Miss Chelsea Smith, will present 2 books written by the children of the Bahamas to Her Royal Highness.
Your Royal Highness, I present to you a portrait of the Queen on behalf of the students across the length and breadth of the Bahamas in honor of the Platinum Jubilee of Her Majesty, the Queen.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Your Royal Highness, please accept these books, Around the Archipelago and Expressions, written by the creative students of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. We hope that you enjoy reading them and sharing them with your children someday.
Thank you so much. It's very special.
Thank you. We now invite the audience to view information about the Platinum Jubilee on the screen while their Royal Highnesses dialogue with selected students and teachers in New Providence and students from the Family Islands via Zoom. Following the dialogue will be a commemorative tree planting, after which their Royal Highnesses will insert a time capsule to memorialize the occasion.
Hello, I'm Lisa Ballard of the Communications section of the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training. Welcome to this special edition of Ed Talk. The news of Prince William, Duke of Cambridge, and his wife Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge, has created quite a stir in the nation of sun, sand, and sea. The history of the Bahamas and the House of Windsor are intricately woven. The monarchy of the Bahamas is a form of government in which a hereditary monarch reigns. Queen Elizabeth II, the current monarch and head of state, has reigned since the death of her father, King George VI, on February 6, 1952. Since the Queen does not reside on the islands, the Governor General of the Bahamas assumes the majority of her constitutional responsibilities. The Queen and other members of the royal family have visited the Bahamas many times. The Queen and her husband, Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, visited the islands as part of larger Caribbean tours in February 1966, February 1975, and again in October 1977 as part of her Silver Jubilee tours. Her Majesty would return to the beautiful shores of the Bahamas in 1985 to attend the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, or CHOGM. It was on February 27, 1966, that Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip first arrived in the Bahamas on the Royal Yacht Britannia for a 2-day visit. Sir Ralph Grey, Baron Grey of Norton, Governor of the Bahamas from 1964 to 1968, along with Sir Roland Theodore Simonette, the first Premier of the Bahamas after self-governance was achieved in 1964, welcomed Her Majesty the Queen and Prince Philip. Hundreds of Bahamian spectators applauded and cheered the royals as they walked through the streets of downtown New Providence into Rawson Square. The royals were then carried off to an exciting exhibition on Clifford Park, where scouts and guides put on an outstanding display for them.
Gymnastics were done by children, and police dogs ran through the obstacle course. The Royal Bahamas Police Band put on a spectacular performance, which was well received by the royals and all in attendance. Not forgetting the sick, the Queen and Prince Philip also made time to tour a number of wards at the Princess Margaret Hospital, which is named for the Queen's late sister. They were particularly interested in the well-being of the young patients in the children's ward. A commemorative stamp was created to memorialize the Queen's visit to the Princess Margaret Hospital, which meant so much to the children and staff who were afforded the opportunity to meet her and the Prince. The royals also paid a visit to the children at the Ranfurly Children's Home, which was founded in 1966. The royals were entertained by the children of the home who sang songs for them. Before leaving, the Queen spent time speaking with the children and members of the staff. Afterwards, the Queen and Prince Philip traveled on a horse-drawn carriage to the Bahama-Rama exhibition, a noteworthy excursion that displayed various aspects of Bahamian life. The Queen and Prince Philip's visit to the Bahamas in 1966 was a truly amazing time in this country's history, and it was not soon forgotten by all who experienced it. Queen Elizabeth II and the Duke of Edinburgh returned to the Bahamas in 1975 as part of a wider Caribbean tour, and again in 1977 as part of the Silver Jubilee celebrations. The Silver Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II marked the 25th anniversary of Her Majesty's ascension to the thrones of the United Kingdom and other Commonwealth realms. During her 1977 visit to the capital, she and Prince Philip attended the opening of the Bahamas Parliament. Sir Lyndon Oscar Pinland, the Bahamas' first black prime minister who led the country to independence in 1973, delivered the official speech to the Queen, who was wearing her spectacles, which on that occasion was very rare at the time. This would be the most significant event for Bahamians during this most important visit. Queen Elizabeth II would visit the Bahamas on two more occasions, in 1985 and in 1994, to attend the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, also known as CHOGM. Commemorative coins were minted to mark the significance of both of these visits. On February 6, 2022, Queen Elizabeth II became the first British monarch to be honored with a Platinum Jubilee, commemorating 70 years of service to the people of the United Kingdom, the Commonwealth, and the realms. The official royal visit to the Bahamas by Prince William, Duke of Cambridge, and his wife Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge, is part of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations. Thank you for joining us on this historical journey. For the communications section of the Ministry of Education, I'm Lisa Ballard.
Very much. Thank you very much, Lisa Ballard. Well received. By the way, the video is courtesy of the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. What a time. What a journey.
Yes.
So many years. 1966. 1975, 1977, 1985, and 1994. Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II has been here on so many occasions.
So many occasions.
This must be one of her favorite stops out of all the countries in the world.
Yes, of course, because it's better in the Bahamas.
And you know who found it better? Her husband, the late Prince Philip. So now we go back to the stage.
Well, you're actually back with me, Vaughn and Adama, and welcome again, Bahamas, to the royal visit here at Sybil Strachan Primary School. I'm Denise Pratt, and I had an opportunity to speak with the principal of this great institution, and she told us all about what it took to get ready for this lovely royal visit. Please, let's listen in. Well, Ms. Wills, it is a grand new day. I mean, Sybil Strachan looks absolutely fabulous, but I know a lot went into preparing for this great royal visit. Can you please share with us exactly what transpired to get ready for this day?
We've had a lot of work done during the pandemic, and even, we're still in a pandemic, but we've had a lot of work done prior to that and going through. We've had roof repairs on our E block. The entire roof came off, had to be redone. On our administrators block, we had roof repairs done there. Landscaping, the parking lot got paved, and it's a new school. So now at Sybil Strachan Primary School, we're all about rebranding. And I told my staff, our gift back to our government for the gift to us is academic excellence.
Well, Ms. Bills, you know, I'm an independence baby. So growing up, it was all about the Queen. Now we have her grandchildren visiting, and I know the children must have responded to this with great excitement. Could you share with us, what has the atmosphere been like, not only for the children, but also for your teachers?
They're excited. We're excited. To my knowledge, this is the Duke and Duchess's first visit here to the Bahamas. And to be selected as the school of choice for their visit, we are elated.
Yes, Vaughn. And right now, the students are still dialoguing with the Duke and Duchess. We have students from various islands, I think Abaco, a few other islands dialoguing with the Duke and Duchess right now. And right now, we want to focus in on a conversation that I had with the British High Commissioner earlier this week. We spoke about multiple things pertaining to relationships between the United Kingdom and the Bahamas. Let's see what she had to say.
So we've obviously got quite a deep history. The UK played a role in running the country for many centuries. And in 1973, of course, the Bahamas became an independent sovereign nation, and the UK has taken a normal bilateral relationship role with the Bahamas ever since independence. We actually work together on all sorts of issues, education, health, security, environment, climate change, and I think as two countries we get on really well. If you think about it, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are parents themselves, and they've got 3 young children, 2 boys and a girl. And the Duchess has talked a lot about those early years and how important it is to make sure that in the early years of a child's life they're supported, they're able to learn in a secure environment. And I think, like all parents, they also recognize the impact of COVID and school closures, which have happened all over the world, and how that has perhaps impacted younger children who weren't used to school, and how it's impacted older children who were missing school and missing their friends and missing playing. So the fact that the Duke and Duchess can come and bring a moment of hopefully joy and hope and fun and talk to school children in the Bahamas, I know they're really, really looking forward to.
Yes, you had quite an interesting conversation with Her Excellency Sarah Dixon, the UK's High Commissioner here in the Bahamas. In fact, in her conversation with us, she said that she had just moved to the Bahamas to take up her new post as the UK's High Commissioner to the Bahamas 2 weeks before Hurricane Dorian in September of 2019.
Yes.
So she had quite a baptism by rain, not by fire.
Yes, because the first challenge was Hurricane Dorian. The second challenge, of course, was the pandemic. That was a global challenge. And so she says, hopefully from now on, seeing that the pandemic seems to be easing up, it's still here, but it seems to be going away. So she says she's hoping to get that real Bahamian experience.
There you go, talking about since the pandemic. I recall a quote by the Minister of Health, the Honorable Michael Darville, and this sticks in my head. He says, we are at the tail end of the pandemic. And right now at this time, the Royals are talking with students across the Bahamas in a room. After that, they will speak with a number of selected teachers in room.
Okay, and right now we're going to our Denise Pratt, who is standing by to have a live interview with one of our teachers.
Well, thank you so much again, Vaughn and Adamo. Actually, I actually going to introduce the interview for Permanent Secretary Jack Thompson. Now, I had an opportunity to speak with Mr. Thompson. He's a part of our local steering committee. He's actually the deputy chairman. And he talked extensively about what it took to actually put together this royal visit. It was exceptional. I mean, a lot went into it. He said security details, previous planning, you know, everything had to be on point for this royal visit. Well, let's listen in to what he had to say.
Well, sir, you're part of the local organizing committee that planned the royal visit, and it's a grand event. We know that. But we also know that in order to pull this off, a lot must have gone into the planning stage. We'd like you to share with us, what did it take to pull this off?
The Royal Kensington House dispatched what we call a recce team to the Bahamas, comprising of assistants to the Duke and Duchess, and security and the rest of it. So they came. They had a meeting with our local organizing committee. We gave them an array of various choices, a menu of you can do this, you can do that, the other thing. They considered all of what we gave them, and those decisions were based on the interests of the Duke and Duchess, our relationship with the UK, and to strengthen that relationship moving forward. I think that is the message. For our young people, I think they're going to be excited. I mean, in this generation, to have persons like the Duke and Duchess visit is simply awesome. Not in our lifetime would we have too many of these visits, meaning that for these kids, they will remember this for years to come. And so we're excited that the children will be on display. I recall back in '73, when I was a junior high school, when we became an independent nation, we planted a tree at C.I. Gibson. And even up to now, I can remember that, many years later. So these things tend to remain with our young people. And I think it's something they carry for the rest of their lives.
There's been a lot of talk in the media about whether or not the expenditure for the royal visit was worth it at this time. We're going through a pandemic, and there are other things going on. What would be your feedback or your reply to that? What are the benefits of the royal visit, in your opinion?
My take is more of the benefits of this visit and what is in it for us as a people. I don't get into the nuts and bolts of the finances. I look at the benefits and how we can. First of all, the United Kingdom, the UK, Britain is one of our closest allies. I was just speaking this morning, and someone reminded me again that when we had Hurricane Dorian, their ships were here like, bam, food, clothes. How can we help? Financial support. And so we are a part of the Commonwealth, and being a part of the Commonwealth, we benefit in that way. Secondly, there are a number of scholarships which we benefit from through the UK and through our relationships with the United Kingdom. Thirdly, being a part of the Commonwealth is in and of itself brings some benefit to our country.
Rich interview. What a rich interview with our Permanent Secretary, Jack Thompson. And we want to hear some more of that conversation that I had with the British High Commissioner earlier this week. We spoke a lot about the opportunities, scholarship opportunities for our Bahamian students, professional opportunities. Let's hear what she had to say about that.
One historical thing between the Bahamas and the UK is that our legal systems are really similar. So you can study to be a lawyer in the UK, and the qualification can be recognised here in the Bahamas. So I know that lots of lawyers go to study law in the UK. In particular, the University of Buckingham is popular because it does it in an intense way. You don't get any holidays, you don't get any time off, but you do the course quite quickly. And when I speak to Bahamians, about their professional connection with the UK. Quite often it's in law, sometimes in financial services, and sometimes in hospitality industry and tourism. There seems to be a connection there as well for study. So we do have a master's scholarship. It's a fully funded government-sponsored scheme for people who want to do postgraduate studies in the UK. It's aimed at young professionals. It's in any topic. It opens in August every year, and there's an interview process, an essay process and an interview process. And Bahamians in all sorts of walks of life have done that Chevening Scholarship. The Commissioner of Police, Paul Roll, was a Chevening Scholar. The head of the Forensic Science Lab at the police was a Chevening Scholar. I've met doctors, lawyers, scientists who've all studied in the UK on that scholarship. And the most recent one, in fact, is a journalist who works for ZNS in TV production. The best thing to do is think about it early. And the application process isn't very difficult, but it is if you don't know what you want to do. So think about what you want to do. Prepare in advance for any application deadlines, because the process can take a bit of time. You usually need to apply a year in advance of studying overseas. You can't leave it till July to go in September. It's tricky to do that if you need a scholarship.
Yes, quite an interesting interview. So there are many educational opportunities in the UK for Bahamian students.
Yes, and that's where most of our lawyers come from. Our cabinet is filled with them,
Yes.
typically. But it's good to have a good relationship and allies such as the UK, where we can get opportunities, learn from each other, expand on our skill sets,
Yes.
and cooperate.
But you know, the most important thing she said that I got from it was preparation.
Yes.
Do not wait until the last moment to apply for these scholarships. She noted there are a number of scholarships available to Bahamians to study in the United Kingdom. And she also said that a lot of scholarships are also being given by the universities and colleges themselves, not only the British government.
So it's just a matter of looking. Where there's a will, there's a way.
And what was the song that the children sang?
I am a promise.
I am a promise.
I can be
am
anything.
anything you want me to be.
Yes, and that's the message
And
we want to ring out.
at this time, their Royal Highnesses, they're having that private meeting in the classrooms here at the Sybil Strachan Primary School. They first met with students from across the Bahamas.
And I think they're now dialoguing with the teachers and
Right.
getting ready to do the tree planting. They're going to plant a yellow elder.
Yellow elder.
What is that, Vaughn?
Oh,
What is the yellow elder?
I told her down that I would be questioning her, but now she's showing at me. The yellow elder, the national plant of the Bahamas, and it's going to be
The national flower.
There you go. I told you she was the teacher. The national flower of the Bahamas, and they're planting that here at the Sybil Strachan Primary School. It's going to be right behind the stage, behind the pavilion here in the courtyard here at the Sybil Strachan Primary School. After which, this ceremony will be drawing to a close, and they will intone, not plant or not bury, a time capsule. Yes.
Yes.
Well.
So right now we have our Lisa Bullard, who is standing by. She's going to interview one of our bright shining stars, Chelsea. I can't remember
Smith.
Chelsea Smith, our primary
Sean's
school
daughter.
student.
Yeah, Sean's daughter.
Our primary school student of the year. Lisa?
Thank you, Adama. Thank you, Vaughn. Yes, I am standing here with Miss Chelsea Smith, and she is the National Primary School Student of the Year. And you know what that makes her to me? This is my Bahamian princess. So tell me a little bit about what it takes to become the National Primary School Student of the Year.
So to become the National Primary School Student of the Year, it's kind of a rigorous process, but to keep it short and simple, there are 3 categories. There's academics, there's community service, and then there's also like extracurricular activities, sports and stuff like that. So everyone is sort of judged and gets a point for each category, and then whoever has the most points by the end of the ceremony is crowned the National Primary Student of the Year.
Wonderful. Can you tell me a little bit about your extracurricular activities?
So I participate in a lot of clubs and activities, but some of the main ones that I'm doing now is triathlon, water polo, swimming. I do some cycling. I play chess. I've been a part of the debate club, STEM club. So yeah, I participate in a lot of clubs and activities.
Okay, you're making me sound lazy right now. That is very admirable. Where do you find the energy? But then again, you're how old?
I'm 13.
Yeah, that's where you get the energy from. So how do you feel about today and how things are panning out at this event?
I think, other than the rain, it's been a great ceremony so far. I'm so glad that we got the opportunity to, meet the Duke and the Duchess, and that the Bahamas, out of all the countries in the Commonwealth, was chosen, so that makes us feel special and important because they chose to come here. So,
well, there you have it. Chelsea Smith, Bahamian princess in her own right. Back to you, Vaughn and Adama.
Thank you very much. Chelsea's quite a bright student, and indeed the National Primary School Student of the Year. And as you can see on your screen, the royal couple, they are planting the yellow elder, the national flower of the Bahamas. And that's just behind the pavilion here at Sybil Strachan Primary School. From here, when I look at these pictures, I see that both the Duke and the Duchess are really engaged in conversations with the children. That has been happening since they've gotten here.
Yes, and right now they're being assisted by Yohanan Thompson and Malia Taylor of Sybil Strachan Primary
School.
Yes.
Boy.
That looks like one of the students with a...
Yes.
That's Malia. Malia
Okay.
with the...
Along with our Minister of Education and the Technical and Vocational Training, the Honorable Glennis Hannah Martin. Protocol Officer, Mr. Thompson, he's orchestrating the order in which these photos are going to be taken, because these photos will not only be seen here in the Bahamas, in the Guardian and Tribune and
they're going to be seen
these
all
are
over.
going to be seen all over the world. And we have put our best foot forward. We want this to be a success. Indeed, it is clear here right now at the Sybil Strachan Primary School, the rains have subsided. The flood waters you and I have been sitting in, they too have subsided. This is quite an event.
Looks like that
for
ceremony
those children, yes.
is coming to an end.
Yes.
And Vaughn, like I told you earlier, those showers came with a purpose.
Yes.
They were showers of blessing.
There you go. And now our royal couple, they are moving towards the end of the program, in which they will intone a capsule. And that capsule will include a copy of the oldest paper here in the Bahamas, the Nassau Guardian. And they're going to be a copy of today's program.
Also, the Duke and Duchess will also put a letter in that capsule.
Yeah. Oh, they wrote a letter.
They wrote a letter. That letter will go into that capsule. Yes. The program of today's ceremony, the newspaper headline, the Guardian newspaper headline for today, March 25th, 2022, which is going to be a historic and a date to remember. Also, they're going to put intersecting Bahamian and British flags into that capsule. And Vaughn, I'm used to seeing on television when you're burying a capsule, you actually dig. You dig in the ground and you bury it for about 100 years or so.
There you go. There you see the prince. He's putting, that looks like the program, today's program. He just put it into that time capsule.
It's now being sealed.
And they are also, along with Glendina Mills, the principal here at the Stephen Dillard Primary School. On the right of your screen, there it is. That's the time capsule going into, how would you describe that? I don't know how to describe it. Into
an encasement.
Good word, an encasement. And there you go. Again, the royal couple, they are engaging the children. The prince is telling Glendina Mills, Mrs. Glendina Mills, thank you so much. The drumming in the background is being done by the Howard Bethel Ensemble.
Yes.
And we turn it now over to our moderator.
We close this celebration to the rhythmic sounds of the drummers as their Royal Highnesses bid us farewell.
hear the drumming as the royal couple, they are departing. They are departing from the Sybil Strachan Primary School. They have a number of events planned for today. From here, they will go make their way downtown to the cenotaph, God of Remembrance off Parliament Street.
What a marvelous day.
What a marvelous day. Sybil Strachan Primary School here on Carmichael Road in the Deep South, over the hill, as we love to call it.
We have the Minister of Education, Glenatana Martin, seeing them off in their fine electric car. It's electric.
And this one, that goes right with the theme of the environment.
Yes, saving the
Taking care of the environment. There you go. So, we have come to the end of our program, and while we listen to the drumming, we'll get ready to have closing comments from both Lisa and Denise on their thoughts on what today's program. So we'll go now for more of that drumming. Let's get a little bit more of the drumming before we go to Lisa and Denise.
Okay, yes, and so we're about to come to a close. Like we said, it was a magnificent program. It's something that everyone is going to remember. It's going to be etched in the memories of our students and their hearts. And they're going to be telling their children and their grandchildren about their experiences that they had. So we want to get now closing comments from our Lisa Bullard and Denise Pratt. Lisa, Denise, tell us, what was your experience like today? Final thoughts.
Well, there you go. Thank you, Adama and Vaughn. We're ending on a high note, and you know a high note for me always is right down to Junkanoo music. I hear these drums going, and I'm ready to start rushing, but we're going to keep it. We're going to keep it proper right now. I got to tell you, it's been a wonderful day. The students had a great time. There were great performances. There were great documentary pieces. There were great interviews. I think we covered just about all of it, didn't we?
Well, this is definitely one for the history books. I'm going to remember this for the rest of my life. I've seen the Queen. Now I've seen her grandchildren live in person. It was indeed a royal day. So, Bahamas, it has been a pleasure. I am Denise Pratt on behalf of Lisa Bullard. Thank you so much. Back to you, Vaughn and Adama.
All right, thank you so much. This has been a wonderful day. What are your impressions of
Yes,
today?
it's been a wonderful day. Did you hear the government high school band?
My alma mater. I can see my mother in that school uniform. My parents went to GHS. I saw that lady, and I had a classmate is in Texas watching this broadcast. Sharon Moxie Bob, she says, boy, GHS band rocking. Indeed, all of our children, all of the performers, they did excellently despite the elements of the weather.
Yes, the speaking, everything, the singing, the talent is just explosive here in the Bahamas. So it's been a good day indeed, and we're sure that the Duchess and the Duke had an experience that they will remember.
There you go. Also, what I found interesting in her address, the Minister of Education and Technical and Vocational Training talked about all the difficulties we went to, and she said, we'll emerge as a new people, crafting our own destiny. So on behalf of the Ministry of Education, this program was put on by the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training. So on behalf of the communication section of the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, I am Vaughn Aubrey.
And I'm Adama Williams.
We now turn it back over to ZNS Studios live.
Visit of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge to the Sybil Strachan Primary School. The visit was in celebration of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II's Platinum Jubilee. This was a production of the Communications section of the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training.